Hey guys. So I thought today I would talk about the Rupes Nano and this LE1000. This is a question that I get fairly often, either on Facebook or in the comments. Which one to buy? Which one should you buy? Which one would I buy? You know, etc. And I wanted to, just kind of show you guys my opinion and why it's my opinion and just go through it with you. So this over here is the Rupes Nano. It is the long neck version. This is a 1-inch polisher. There's also a 2-inch backing plate that comes with it. It comes with 3 different attachments. 2 of them are random orbit. There's a long throw, a short throw, and then there's also a rotary attachment. And that's what it looks like. Comes with 2 battery packs, comes with a charger. And it also comes with this cool thing called iBrid, which basically you pull this battery pack out and you replace it with this thing that has a cord coming off of it. And you can literally plug it into the wall and use it like it's a corded polisher. These are like $430, $440 for the unit itself, 2 battery packs and a charger, along with the attachments for the different DA or rotary. And then they sell a kit, and the kit's about $650, and that gives you some wool pads, some foam pads, Rupes blue and yellow polish, and like a couple other things. It's kind of like a starter kit, right? So I originally bought the starter kit for this, and at the time it was like $575, and I think that I got it on like Black Friday at OG, and I got like 10% off, and anyway. So I've into it for probably a little over $500, along with some polishes and some other things. Honestly, I like it. It works really well. I don't think that it's a bad machine. It's reasonably smooth, reasonably quiet, easy to control. It has an okay amount of power. I wish that it had a little bit more, but it's certainly not bad. So normally I would use a 1-inch for something like this ledge here. Keeps you from kind of burning your edges. Obviously you could hit this with a 3-inch if you had to, but we can, kind of dot this out. And then we could crank up the speed. And as you can see, the power level is decent. We get a reasonable amount of cleanup. The polisher overall is very usable and works well, relatively quiet. Now this is the Liquid Elements polisher. This is the T1000. And this is like $230 from Obsessed Garage. If you're inside the hex, you get 10% off. So it's, then it's like $210. And for $210, you get the unit, you get 2 battery packs, you get a charger, you get the backing plate, which I have on here. Again, long throw and short throw DA attachments and a rotary attachment all come with it. So basically the same kit that you get with this when you buy the unit only. The LE does not have the ability to run off of a corded power supply. It can only run off of a cordless battery. I'm going to be 100% honest. I have never used the corded adapter for that. It still has the original twist tie on it. I've never even opened it. So I don't know that that's a necessary accessory. I guess it's kind of cool that you can do it, if you're using it in a shop all day, every day or something like that. But if you're using a 1-inch all day, man, that would kind of suck. So this, on the other hand, is a little bit louder, but it also has a little bit more power. So let me throw just a little bit of polish on here. Oops. Jeez. All right, throw a little bit of polish on here. Thought this out, still too much. Anyway. And then we can crank up the speed. All right, so we get a similar user experience. That one's maybe a little bit louder, slightly different sound, maybe a little bit less smooth. That there is like that pulsation noise. That's really, it's limiting its speed. So if you don't have it turned up to the max speed and you're not applying a lot of pressure, it'll actually like pulse. You don't really feel it, but you hear the sound. It pulses the amount of power that it's providing to keep it at the speed that the setting is set to on the on the button on the back. Now, on the max, it doesn't do that. The max is just the max. Now, the reality is that I've never used the max on the LE. I just did right there to show it to you, but I don't really use the max on the LE. I normally kick it up to like 4 or 5. I almost always use the max on the Nano. I wish the Nano had a little bit more power. They're both a 1-inch polisher. They both come with a brush attachment. They both come with a variety of different things. There are companies that make accessories for Rupes that screw in and give you like a cone adapter, and I've shown this before in my videos. Those fit the LE. The LE actually has the same thread pitch as the Rupes does on the where the head attaches in. So this matches, like the rotary attachment has the same thread, I guess would be the best way to describe that, right? So you can use the rotary attachment with a cone, or you could use, whatever you wanted to use in terms of accessories with the LE, and it will work just fine. Now, I personally could use either one. There are reasons why I like them both. But for me, given the massive difference in price, I would say it makes more sense to buy the LE. And I am not the guy that tells you to buy the cheapest of anything, usually ever. And I mean, this isn't the cheapest one, but I'm sure there are like 1-inchers that are cheaper than this $200 and something. But, truly, this has more power, which is something that I wish that the Nano had. The Nano is a little bit smaller package, a little bit nicer head, a little bit easier design to get into tight spaces. But I don't find the LE to be problematic because of its design and the way that it's, put together. You can use an extension to get it into a door handle or whatever. You can take off this cover here and you could have a little bit more opening around this neck. I like the length of the flex, or I like the length of the LE a little bit better. The battery life is similar. This is a 10 volt 2 amp hour. This is a 12 volt 2 amp hour. Now this has a paddle on the back and you just kind of naturally rest your hand on it and you hold the paddle down. It's not a big deal. This one has a trigger, but the trigger has a trigger lock. So you can, push this down and then just lock the trigger and it goes and does its thing. I find this great on power. I find that it's got great cutting ability. I guess for me, both of these machines are imperfect in my eyes, right? I wish that this one was maybe a little bit narrower up on the top here, maybe had a little bit more room around the head, kind of like this does. but I wish that this had more power and, you know, maybe the batteries lasted a little bit longer and it was just a little bit more powerful. Honestly, I just wish this had more power. It's not like the Mera for me, right? So when Rupes has a 3-inch HLR 75 and it's like a, I don't know, $300 machine, $250 machine, $400 machine, something like that. And that's like a great 3-inch that works pretty well and does a great job. And I did that entire car with that machine. The Mera is so significantly better than the HLR 75 in terms of noise and smoothness and control and power that like, it's all around better, and you really can't improve on the Mera. I mean, some people would say you need a trigger lock for it. I can kind of go either way. I've used it so much now that I don't even care it doesn't have a trigger lock, honestly. The Mera, in my opinion, is worth the difference between it and the HLR 75 because you get like a supremely good user experience. Better battery life, better ergonomics, less weight, more power, like all of the great things, no noise. It's an awesome, awesome machine. These, you know, are kind of like, I wish these two would have a baby because I would like the smaller head and the better battery life and the more power and like all of those things to exist in one machine. And they don't currently. So for me, if I'm going to buy, you know, one imperfect machine or another imperfect machine, and I'm going to choose between the two of them, I would rather buy the one that's half the cost. So for me, I will be selling this. This is going to, I'll probably throw it up on eBay unless somebody reaches out to me. I've had this machine, it's dated 2021. I've had it for about 3 years, I guess. And I have the full kit with the case. I can send pictures to whoever's interested with accessories and all that kind of stuff. But it's a good machine. It works well. But, you know, I don't think for me, it's a great buy at $500 or $600 for the kit. And if you're going to spend, you know, the $450 on the machine to still have to buy pads, to still have to buy polish, to still have to buy, you know, all the other accessories, like it ends up being, you know, it's at least a $500 investment to have this, to have some pads and to have, you know, the ability to use it, right? Where this guy is $2 something. It includes a couple pads with it. They're not the best pads in the world, but it does include them. It comes with a case, a bag, you know, and it's got some basic accessories. So you could kind of use it right out of the gate. The only thing you need to add is polish. And then, you know, over time you can get some more pads like these Koch Chemie microcut pads I really like. This is their 1-inch pad, which is a little bit oversized for 1 inch. It's like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. It's metric. I want to say it's like a 30 millimeter or 40 millimeter or something along those lines. But, you know, for me, I think that this machine is great for what it is, for the cost. I don't feel like I overspent on it. I think it's, you know, it's a really good machine. And this one is, at the time, it was the only one that really existed. Like, we couldn't get this. And I don't know if ShineMate even had theirs. Like, this was the one, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's really kept up with today. It's the MTM foam cannon of the 1-inch polisher world. It's like, well, everybody else is making improvements and this one is still the same. You know, so I would like to see this maybe go brushless, maybe have a little bit more power, you know, maybe have something along those lines. And then, you know, this maybe improving over time as well. But for me, if I need a 1-inch or I want a 1-inch, I would just buy the LE. I would save myself $200. I would put those $200 into getting you some pads and accessories and, you know, different things like that. And for as often as you need a 1-inch, I think that this is a great machine to have in your arsenal. Obviously, you know, you don't need a 1-inch to detail, but so that's all. Thank you for watching today. Like I said, if you're interested in the Rupes, reach out to me. I'll cut you a sweet deal on it. But otherwise, if I don't hear from somebody pretty quick, then I got to get the box out of the attic. But once I do, then I'll throw it on eBay and it'll sell for what it sells for. And, you know, that's part of the deal here with what I'm doing, testing stuff out. Sometimes I don't keep things and I end up selling them to buy more stuff. And that's, you know, part of the gig. So So anyway, thank you for watching, and have a great day.